Hello. So I'm just gonna hold on a second and see if anyone can join us live. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, I'm just gonna have some tea while I wait. I've got my mint tea here. So let's see what happens. Maybe not a great time. I know some of you have kids to collect from school. Just making sure we're okay. Okay, looks like people are starting to join us. Do say hi if you're joining. I'll try and keep an eye on the messages. I'm quite zoomed out today because I'm using this book again that I used before. So I made this page. Oh, where's it gone? This page not too long ago in this book, and I thought I'd use this book again. I thought it'd be a good one for the grab 5 challenge, 5 supplies challenge rather, sorry. So what we're going to be doing today, so Maremi Small Art, Marta who has Maremi Small Art company, and also the Maremi Creative Cafe, which is a great group where lots of crafters can come, have a chat, share what you're up to. And she also has a YouTube channel, Maremi Small Art, as well. And I really have enjoyed watching her for a long time. Not just as a crafter, but to see sort of family life. Hi, Michelle. You know, how she's developed the business. It's really interesting. So if you're not familiar, excuse my terrible writing. So this is the company name, this is the group, the cafe, and YouTube as well as the same name. And also you can, Marta's brought out products, one of which I'm going to be using today actually is one of the stencils. This is one of my favorites. You can find, excuse me, some of the products that Marta has made under the brand at our website as well, thompsonscraftsupplies.com. I'm hoping to get some of the new items, the lovely stamps that Marta's brought out as well. And just so this 5 supplies challenge is just to kind of create without overthinking, get you started on something. Sometimes, like Marta said, you know, we overthink things, we rather than just creating, and sometimes that actually stops our creativity. Hi Charmaine, thanks for joining. So yeah, this is, I've just grabbed things that were near me. So I've got a stencil here, I've got texture paste, I've got some gel which I'm going to be using as my adhesive. So those are Fabrica ones. The stencil is from Maremi's Small Art, as I said. I've got a selection of oxide inks, which I'll show you more of after. So I've gone for a kind of green, brown, grey colour scheme. Green is, I'm enjoying lately. I reposted this using some of Marta's products, and then that led to this project rather. Hi Claire, because I was enjoying the green, that brought back memories of that one. And this is one of Marta's stencils as well, actually, in the background. We've got some Fabrica Decoru products. These are AB Studio papers, and colouring again oxide. So I'm just kind of carrying on that. So I've got my distress inks. Then I've got a selection of stickers, mainly word stickers. So I've got some, these are 7 dots. I've got a new studio light pad which you can find on our website now. Lots of phrases, words and letters and numbers. I've got 7 dots again. These are some Vicky Boutin ones. These are Marta's Maremi Small Art. And then hi Scrap Simone. Hi Claire, I don't know if I said My brain isn't working properly. And then these are the Finnabair Art Daily stickers that I thought for an image would be good. And then to go with that, I've got some chipboards or grey boards. These are AB Studio ones that I've popped out. So I've got a selection in there, some leaves. These are from different sets, some cogs and this long piece. I don't know what I'll choose yet. I've also got the negative from one as well, because I thought that would be really good. So yeah, do pop along to Maremi's Small Art or the Creative Cafe. And also related to that, I watched a YouTube by Anna Finnabair, Anna Dabrowska, the other day. Brovska probably, sorry, poor pronunciation. If you pop over to her YouTube channel, under the Anna account, there's a video there called How I Started Mixed Media, and I found it really interesting, and you know, to see someone that you think of as, you know, the master, if you like, to hear about her journey and you know, how she started and how it was a struggle at first, and yeah, that was kind of inspiring. So watch that. Watch Marta's, obviously, go at the 5 supplies challenge, and hopefully you can join in with me today or afterwards. You'll give it a go. So let's get started. So I've got my, this is one of those sort of cheap scrapbook things. It was actually a gift from my brother. He started some Harry Potter stuff in it for my 30th birthday, and some pictures of us, and then said to me to sort of carry on and do stuff in it. So that's what I'm gonna do. So this is what I've got today, hoping that you can see okay. Do we need a bit more light? I'm not sure if that helps. Let's see. I think we're okay. Can everybody see okay and hear me okay? So I would like to use gesso, but keeping with my 5 items, I'm not going to use gesso. So we're just going to have texture paste. And so I would normally start, I would have gone with clear gesso here. So the gesso would just act as a barrier against my inks. So I will try and keep the inks to the texture paste areas on this occasion, because I don't want to soak through the page, but just to show you that you can do it without, as long as you're careful. So we're going to use this stencil. I really like this one. He's lovely, Claire, my little bro. So pop it on them, something coloured. So I like this one. That's not the best thing, is it? White. I've got brains sometimes. Let's just put it on the black page. So you can see there's different thicknesses and different lines, like kind of scratchy lines, and I really like this one. You need to be careful-ish when cleaning it, because there are some very small parts. So I'm going to go ahead and add this over my page for my background. So I'm using Fabrica Decor texture paste that we have, thompsonscraftsupplies.com. I really like this one. It's very well textured. I know that sounds stupid to say, but it really holds its dimension well. So let's decide where we're going to go. And it dries fairly quick as well, which is always handy. And as it dries, it does sort of seem to puff up quite a bit, which is great. So you get really good texture from it. Some texture paste can be flatter, which is fine if that's the look you want. I quite like a lot of texture, dimension rather, sorry, from my paste. So I do like this one. Okay, I'm not going to bother to clean this because I'm going to move it and use it again. So I'll just wipe back the paste that I've already got on there. Get a bit more. If you're going to have a go at this challenge yourself, do pop along to the Maremis Small Art or the Creative Cafe and post, or do use the hashtag excuse me, 5 supplies challenge. That's number 5 supplies challenge, and it'd be great, then Marta can see what you're up to and all the other people there. Okay, so we've got some on that page. I'm gonna do some on this page as well to continue this motif and try and get bounce across our page. I haven't planned this at all. I grabbed some bits, I put them on my desk, and that was it. So I wanted to try and stay true to the challenge, you know, of just creating and not overthink. And see what happens. So we shall see. I've not been in a great place the last 2 days, so this is a really good exercise for me as well. I'm okay, no need to worry or anything, but just, you know, I think it's the weather, I need some sun. So this is the perfect challenge for me right now. I'm going to do a little bit up here just to bounce it a little bit. So yeah, sometimes just like, you know, not pushing yourself, but just creating with no pressure. Just make something is good. I'm just going to move this out the way a second and give my stencil a quick wipe. Best, if you can, to just get these straight in hot soapy water. If you're doing a demo like this and you just want to quickly clean, be careful with these sorts, you know, quite intricate stencils, that you're not gonna catch any little bits and damage anything, or get sort of baby wipes stuck in it or whatever you're using, so that when you come to use it again it doesn't stencil properly. And then I'll give it a proper clean later, because texture paste and any kind of paste, gels, etc., it's important to get them off our stencils so that they can be used properly again next time. But yeah, best to just pop in hot soapy water and they'll clean up nicely for you. So I'll pop that to one side and give that a proper wash later. Right, now before we start adding anything wet, so the inks, we need to dry this. So let me get my heat gun. We'll go ahead and dry this. Oops. For some reason I have 2 heat guns down here. I don't know why, but only one of them is plugged in. Ah, not that one. That's typical. I don't know why I have 2. I don't need 2 at once. Okay, so we've got some texture, we've got some colour now, because the white is a good contrast on black. Similarly, you could use a black paste on white paper, or a coloured paste if you want to get a bit of contrast. White, the pastes are pigmented, so white is a colour. So colours will often appear slightly lighter on a white paste than their true colour. If you're using black, then bear in mind that black absorbs colour, so you're going to need something that either has a full coverage, that's going to completely cover that paste again, or something with mica or shimmer in, so that it's going to show up against the black. So just bear that in mind. Quite dry, because I don't want my inks to mix with the paste, for 2 reasons. It will create a sloppy mess on my page, so I won't have my nice crisp stenciling, but also as I said, it's pigmented, so any colour we put on there is then going to be whiter and not quite what we were aiming for. And yeah, I quite like to keep the sharp lines of this stencil, so we want it to be nice and dry. So just taking a bit of time here to get that dry first before we move on to the next layer. Also, if you're going to glue anything on top, if you start trying to glue on top of a wet surface, it's not going to stick very well because it's sort of sliding around, and yeah, that'll be trickier. Okay, I think we're pretty much there. Okay, so let's just clean this off and we'll get that out the way. So that's my texture paste done with. Excuse me if that was my head then. I don't normally have my camera at this much of an angle. Let's have a bit of mint tea. Right, so let's think about some colour. So I've chosen a kind of colour scheme. You could choose any colour scheme. You could use paints, you could use watercolours, you could use inks, anything you want, or you don't have to use these. You can use whatever you like for your challenge. It may be that you craft something altogether different. Maybe you're a knitter, a crocheter, a sewer, diamond art or something, you know, whatever your craft is, have a go. So here I've got mowed lawn, bundled sage, evergreen bough, cracked pistachio, gathered twigs, hickory smoke and forest moss. These are all in oxides. I may not use them all. So I've got some plastic up here I'm gonna smush my inks onto. I've got some water here, I've got my spray bottle as well. And then we're gonna pick those up with a paintbrush and start applying them to my page. Let's get a nice paintbrush. Have a look. Use this one. Okay, so I think I'll start with the grey first to get a nice base colour down. I'm going to go for quite a bit of that one, I think. Oops, I need to clean my ink pads up. That's got a bit mucky. So this is hickory smoke, so I'm just spraying it with my water spray. So that's going to activate the ink. Oxides are a combination ink of dye and pigment. So it's got colour on this paintbrush. I think there's some red on the packaging. So what happens is the two inks, when you activate it with water, try to sort of push each other away, and it creates this chalky kind of finish, and it's it's quite different. I personally find they're easy to blend. Think maybe they take a bit longer to dry, so it makes the blending a bit easier. They're kind of smoother, so if you like blending colours, you might find oxides really useful. They're also quite unique in that they will show up on dark surfaces really well, because of that kind of chalky nature, the two types of ink in there. So I'm going to dry that because I want the grey to be grey rather than blend with the other colours. Do I have favourite paintbrushes? Oh, that's a good one, Claire. I suppose my favourites are like my really good ones, so my Finnabair ones. I like to have a selection of brushes, and then there's another pack of Finnabairs which have these tools on the other end. So they're really good for if you want to drag through texture paste and stuff. I love my silicone brush. That's also a Finnabair. Really great for applying pastes and that sort of thing, without clogging your brush up, because you can just wipe this clean or pick stuff off. That's really handy. Yeah, I think I like to have softer brushes, generally speaking. I don't like really hard bristle brushes. Some of like my favorite ones are actually really cheap ones. Like this I would use for gesso. I think these were from, what is that shop called? Oh, it's the really wacky shop that sells all sorts of strange things. I cannot remember for the life of me what it's called. But I think they also have some similar in the works. So they're not great. Look, they're falling apart. They are cheap brushes, but that's what I like about them, that I can abuse them a bit and I don't feel bad that I'm destroying them. Yeah, and then like to have some smaller brushes. There's one I've had a long time. Where is it? I do use a lot. Daler Rowney brush. I like to use that one a lot, just because it's the bristles are tight together. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's a really, so it's firm but soft bristled, so you can really get in there without leaving nasty bristle marks. So yeah, I suppose you do have favourite brushes without realising. Okay, so we've got some grey. Let's start adding some brighter colours now. Let's get a few greens down here. So I'm just wiggling the pad onto my mat and then I'm going to spray that with water. Oh dear, don't spray it up the wall. I'll just wipe that a second. Don't really want a green wall. Goodness. Yes, this is a crafting area at the moment. We're in a kind of in-between house. Very, very small crafting area at the moment. So, yes. Interesting to craft at, let's put it that way. Yeah, I think I would say if you're starting out, just get some cheap brushes to mess around with. But there are different types of brushes. Brushes designed for different paints as well. So like if you use acrylics, oils, watercolors, so forth. There's different brushes you can use for those. And just, yeah, experiment, I guess. You don't have to spend a fortune to get some really nice brushes. As I say, some of my favourites cost like £2, you know. So, and yeah, you wouldn't want to go and use, say, a really expensive fine watercolor paintbrush to plop all your gesso on with. So yeah, definitely, if there's something you're going to use and abuse, yeah, just get a cheap paintbrush. Don't need to go crazy. And then you'll have some more expensive ones that you have for certain purposes. Okay, got some colour on here now. Okay, we're going to stop and dry. Oops, nearly put the paintbrush in the tea. So you can see how the oxides will show up on black well. Bearing in mind that I don't even have gesso on these black areas, and you can still see them nicely. That's one difference between oxides and the normal distress inks or any kind of dye ink. Right, I'm gonna get some, and let's just wipe my mat a little bit so I'm not blending them all together. I'm going to have some more of that darker green, I think. I like that. Oh, that's my brown. Well, I wanted that anyway. That's gathered twigs. Here's back to forest moss. That's the darker green. Yes, that is a problem, isn't it? Let's go for the richer green. So this is evergreen bough. This is more of a deep green. And I think I'd like a bit more mowed lawn. That's the brighter green. Right, let's see what we do this time. Try not to spray the wall this time. If you'd like, you want to use them without water reacting them, that's absolutely fine. They will work just like a normal distressing, so you can still blend them and all of that. You don't have to water react them. Did I dry that? Yes, I've forgotten if I dried then. So I want to build up some layers. So if you just keep adding while it's wet, you're just going to blend those colours together. If you take time to stop for a minute, that's when you'll start getting your layers building up. So for me, it's just taking a bit of time to get the colours how you want them. We can leave some white as well. We don't have to cover it all. And I don't want to cover the whole page. I like this black too. It's a nice contrast. And let's add some brown in there. Get a sort of vintagey feel. So that's what the sticker I'm intending to use from the Bear, the Art Daily stickers. They're very vintage vibe. Okay, I think that's enough for now. We may decide later on that it's missing something and we go back and add a bit more. Just checking that everything is working alright still. Excuse me for shaking the camera. Let's have a slurp of tea while we dry. I need to go and get some more mint tea. I like my mint tea from the Polar shop. It tastes 10 times nicer and is 5 times cheaper, in my opinion. And it's much stronger. It really helps my digestion. I have a lot of digestive problems, probably related to my anxieties. And I guess, yeah, when I'm a bit stressed or whatever, your stomach knots up, and mint tea always helps me. I really enjoy my mint tea. But yeah, you do need to try and drink it while it's really hot, I find. So out of interest, let's see. So we haven't got bleed through the page, which is good. So we didn't use gesso, but we've been quite light with the colouring. Yeah, a little bit of buckling on the paper, but that's mostly from the paste. And this is a scrapbook album. It's not any special paper like watercolour paper or anything. Okay, so I'm going to leave that ink there in case I want some more later. I've got it there. Let's move these out of the way. So let's start thinking about our composition. So I've got some chipboards first of all. I had this negative. I thought maybe, but I don't know if that's a bit too crazy with the lines as well. So I might come back to that thought. And I'm not going to stick these down straight away because I'm also going to be using stickers. So I'm going to have a look how they fit. I think this is too much for this piece. I think we're going to look more to these smaller pieces. So I have got, it's a random selection here. I punched them out ready. Use the negatives actually. I was using the negatives, they're really handy. These I chop them up and use them to layer up my work. Hello Shona. So far I've done some stenciling here on black paper with some white texture paste, and I've been colouring that with some oxide inks in different tones of greens and browns. And now I'm just trying to think about some chipboards. So these are AB Studio chipboards, and the grey ones are grey boards. Fairly new product from them. You can find them at our shop as well, thompsonscraftsupplies.com, and you'll find them in the chipboards and MDF section there. Let's have a look. So I didn't really look what was in here, I just grabbed it. I think this is going to work quite nicely though, with this vintagey vibe. So they pop out really nice. I can usually get my nail in there and just pop the bits out. This is a very small one, so let's just get something to poke that out with. And I like them as well. I'm very, very fussy when it comes to chipboards and things. Quite heavy-handed, I suppose. Thank you, Shona. And I have a tendency to break them when I'm trying to get them out of the background. So I really like these. Even the chipboards are very sturdy. So I'm going to maybe have some of these, I think. I think I'm going to go with the leaves. So these are a couple of different leaf sets. I really love leaves. I love my flowers. Flowers was one of my first loves, I suppose, and then naturally with that came a love for leaves. Okay, so I'm thinking something like this. Now what we're going to do is have a look at the stickers and have a think. So I'm thinking that the main image will be one of these. As I'm going for leaves, you know, naturally sort of background, it's making me think a stick of a lady. I mean, there is this picture with the kind of trees in the background. Hi, Joanna. That could work, maybe. I think I'd like one of the bigger ones. So maybe it's going to be this. And see, the backgrounds are all very slightly different colours because they're original vintage photos scanned in. This one could work nicely as well. Or even, oh, I like this one actually. Okay, so it's going to be this lady. I'm going to keep the background paper on for now, so it doesn't stick to anything. But I'm going to place it here so I can have a look how it's looking. Okay, let's see what else we've got. So some more stickers. So I thought maybe these brownie tones would work. So we're going to pop the chipboards just out the way for now, and I'm going to start building up a background with my stickers. So this would be a great way if you've got things like stickers, washi and stuff you want to use up. Because this is very textured surface, I'm going to use my 3D gel. This is from Fabrica. It's a very good one for adhesive and dries again pretty quickly. My other favourite is my Prima 3D gel. That is also good for stenciling, creating your own custom paste and things. Right, so let's see, let's just start. So these are some 7 dot stickers, and we're just gonna go for it. Let's play. So so grab what you've got. I mean, maybe get a colour scheme or a theme at least, and just start playing, see what happens. Oops. Okay, so we've got that one. This one's quite cool. This is, oh, it's like a castle sort of thing. Maybe we can have this somewhere. And I've got a kind of theme of lines, I guess, now running throughout this. And what I'm working on a double page, so what I'm going to try to be conscious of is to balance. So what you're doing on one side, you're kind of not copying, but you know, you're bouncing out. And I'm going to try and build bigger in the middle and then work out smaller to the edges. I think that's going to be my general idea. Do this. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay, so something like this here. Need to push it down quite well because of all those little grooves from that. Okay, I've got this sticker sheet, which is from a Vicky Boutin collection. I think this is the Kaleidoscope collection. So I was drawn to these arrows. Firstly, I think I'll go quite a long piece. Let's have a look. We can rip it. We don't need to be neat. Yeah, I like that. So let's pop some glue. You don't have to use gel. If you prefer glue, that would be fine. Or if you've got a strong tape, it may not, because of this texture paste, but you can try it. If it's something you can rely on, that's fine. It can be whatever you find reliable. You don't have to use what I'm using. Let's just stick that bit. Whoops. Get a little wipe. Okay, what else? Anything else from this one? Got this little arrow, that's quite nice. That could go there actually. Okay, I'm just wiping the excess off. Okay, what else? What else? Let's go back to this sheet. So what else have we got here? I've got this little wall piece. This can maybe go out on this side. Oop. Okay, oop. It's a bit getting it to stick because it's very textured, so I'm going to have to be a bit patient. I might need to stick bits again. Okay, there's a little bit here. So this is a good way to use up a sticker sheet I've had for quite a while now. So we're starting to get a background. This is too big. No, this could work. Let's put it a little bit higher. Like that. Okay, starting to get somewhere. Let's have another one of these little tabby things. So you could use anything to do this. It doesn't need to be stickers. You could use some collage, some tissue papers, decoupage papers. You could use a magazine, an old book, something you've got lying around that you'd like to use up or that you think will look cool and I think can work. I do love to incorporate found things rather than just bought things. So old books, things you pick up at the car boot sales or charity shops and things is really nice to include in your work. Okay, I think we need a little bit more under this one. It's been stubborn. Okay, right, we're getting there. So let's think about these. Okay, I'm gonna start adding some of these, and I don't think I'm gonna color them in this instance. This kind of vintage feel, I want to go for the natural color of the chipboard. Works well. Bit under there. If anyone has any questions at any point, do shout out and I will try and answer them for you. If it's not something I can answer now, I will come back to you and answer it. Okay, let's have this one. I think these are going to become a favourite of mine. These mixed with the Hobbylicious MDFs. Definitely becoming favourites of mine. I do love chipboards and MDFs and little metal bits and bits and bobs like that. Just like layering them up, but as I'm doing in a kind of art journal today, I need to keep it fairly flat, so that's another good thing for chipboards, is you can keep your work fairly flat still, but still get a nice pretty embellishment on your work. They are very handy, and whew, something fluffy flying at me. Just have like a delicate feel. I'm getting better at more feminine, delicate. Sometimes I don't like that, you know, like sometimes I still like to be very bold, like my green projects the other day. But yeah, I do enjoy this vintage, quite feminine stuff too. Now it's good. I think I've always enjoyed grunge, and that kind of naturally led to vintage. And oops, yeah, trying to learn to be more gentle with colours and so forth, and taking your time. That's I like to do a project straight away, and actually when you slow down and take some time, it can be great. Okay, getting somewhere now. I like odd numbers, so at the moment this 4 is hurting me. Let's maybe stick that one there. I think this one's really pretty. So I believe, I may be wrong, but I saw when Arga, a baby studio, was sort of hinting at this product, she was painting them in watercolor, and I remember seeing this one with the little holes in the leaf, and it's so cool seeing that turned into an actual product. The other thing I like with chipboard is that it's quite pliable, so it's good to pop on something like this where it's not even. All your things seem to end up pink. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but it is good to try something new as well sometimes, and maybe you'll find a new colour you love. Everything in mine used to be purple. Then I like purple, pink, blue, then it became yellow, pink, orange. Now I'm trying to, you know, I still love those, but yeah, I like to try different colours sometimes. Okay, this is looking good. Now where did I put the lady? Can anybody spot the lady? Here she is. Okay, so let's bring her back a sec. See how she's gonna fit. It'd be really cool if she could sit there, wouldn't it? That's the only problem with these sorts of books. So it may be that we have the lady one side and then some written words this side, or the other way around. I think I like her sat there somewhere. So I'm just going to place it there for now, just to kind of focus my mind. And let's have a think of words. So I quite like this brown thing we've got going on. I have just got this new sticker book though, which I am loving, and it does have black and white. And I saw some of these these ones, smaller ones. I did like them. Oh, and there's black and white ones too. Let's see what they say. I do have a habit of sitting here for ages reading these things. So let me know if I'm sat here for too long. So let's have a look. What do they say? Maybe bring it up so you can read too. Oh, this could be good for the challenge, actually. Stop being afraid of what could go wrong and think of what could go right. That's actually relevant for the challenge, isn't it? So should we have that on? So this challenge is about just do something. See what happens. So maybe we're going to have this up in this corner, but we'll snip it in two, I think, because it's quite a long one. So we'll snip at wrong. I've got a habit now of cutting at an angle. That's Little Miss Cash's little one, Chenny Boss. Got me doing that, and now I can't seem to stop doing it. So let's go with that. So stop being afraid of what could go wrong and think what could go right. Okay, that looks pretty good up there. And then I think we'll have a something bigger. Let's have a look. These are the Marta's ones, so Maremis Small Arts. So there's different text, big, small. This nice background could work. I don't know if it's too white though against the kind of browny tones. Hi Margaret. I could colour them. I could use my oxides. We'll think about that. I do have these 7 dot ones which are brown. Let's see what this has got. I'm thinking, sorry, maybe we have something over here as well, and maybe even another one down here. So let's see what we've got. Maybe these colors. What have we got? It's about capturing the soul. That could be good to go next to the picture. Over here. I like using words as stickers and phrases, especially on art journaling, because they're very flat and they just stand out nice. And then let's have a third type. Ooh, that's a bit squishy still. Let's have something different over the other side. Let's try one of these Marta big ones, and then we can maybe colour it. So what have we got? Oops, we've got an arrow come from somewhere. Okay, what's on this one? Dream. And maybe this. Enjoy the creative process. Okay, Claire, thank you. See you later. Thanks for popping by. I'm going to aim to finish in sort of the next 10 minutes. I wanted to try and keep this under an hour. No, I don't think I love those stickers, but they're not working on this occasion. Let's go to this. Now I've got black up there, so I want white down here. Let's see. We'll go with one of these, although I've got that up there. Yeah. Maybe let's go back to this one then. So maybe this colour. Okay, what have we got here? There's good in every day. Be a dreamer. Live for today. Live for today. Let's have that. And it's a different kind of sticker. Okay, so this one I'm going to use some gel rather, because it's going to go on top of that paste. So I want to make sure it sticks. And we'll use it over the little bit of paste that didn't come out quite right. Okay, I think we're nearly there. So I have got my stenciling, so stencil and paste, that's 2. Chipboard is 3. We've got our stickers, 4. And my gel was 5. Do I want anything else? What do you think, folks? Does it need anything else, or does it look kind of done? I'm wondering whether to go the other direction across some of this. I think this needs to come out slightly more. Let's see if I've got something small. I've got a nice arrow actually here. That looks pretty good. I don't think I need gel on that one because it's just plain paper, so I can stick that. Okay, that looks good. Then I think to echo this corner needs a little something here. So let's see if we've got something. I don't want to go round because I've got quite sharp lines everywhere else. I've got this little one with a leaf that could work. No, I don't like that. Oh, I've got this one. This like ledger arrow. Let's try that. Yeah, okay, that works. Okay, now, don't think I want to colour any of that. Oh, I need to obviously stick this one on, so let's go and do that. So just put some gel on the back. And we'll attach her. And I think, you know, I'm thinking, oh, I would do this, I would do that, but you know, I've got my 5 things and it does look good. I'm thinking, oh, I would tuck some more bits under, and you know, and sometimes you just do too much and you ruin it. So I think maybe we're done. Yeah, so let's show you. So here we've got our stenciling with the oxides on. We've got our chipboards, our sticker of the lady. We've got the background stickers. We've got the same over here. We've got some more stickers layered on top of the stenciling, chipboards. We've got a little cluster down here with Live for Today, sticker up here, and another one there. And I think just to keep it simple, to do a little project, a little creativity, I feel more relaxed, I feel happier in myself, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you do have any questions at any point after, do pop them on here and I can answer them. I'll get this uploaded to YouTube as well. Thank you to Marta for the challenge, it really helped me. And yeah, go and check out Marta's groups, Maremis Small Art page, and also the Maremis Cafe, Creative Cafe, and get involved. And also check out that Finnabear video on the Anna Dubrovska channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.